Good morning, planet Earth. It's morning here in Tasmania. It'll be afternoon and evening in other places. Can't see my birthday badge that my wife got me. Might have to move that up a little bit. Okay, yep, there we go. I can see myself. I'll have to sit back a little bit. There we go. You can tell it's a grown-up's birthday badge because it's got a moustache on it. Alright, I need to do a little bit of sharing on social media. While I do that, check this out. For hundreds of years, vacationers have been cruising on grand ships for adventure and relaxation. First on the oceans of Earth. Today, cruise ships take you into the depths of space. Come and journey with us on Earth United Cruise Line's latest ship, Jewel of the Stars. Eat dinner by the light of a nebula, or dance the night away in orbit of an alien planet. With Jewel of the Stars, the universe is at your fingertips.
Our planet has fallen to an alien invasion. Do not approach Earth!
Sorry, left you in the dark for a second there. I'd like to give a little shout out to Alan from Two Dads and a Joke, who has kindly shared my stream for me. He, together with JJ Johnson, they're both authors. They have a YouTube show where they share dad jokes and parenting advice. So yeah, be sure to check them out. It's pretty cool. Alright, so I'm getting the word out. And there are 4 people watching, so hey, that's cool. I'm not speaking into the void. Hi Katie, hi Sarah, and hi William. Thank you very much for your birthday wishes. So yes, the reason for today's stream is basically my birthday. So I'm turning 42 today, which is a very significant geek milestone, because as the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy teaches us, 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. So, very important birthday. Possibly more important than 40 for a geek. But because of everything that's going on in the world today, I can't celebrate in the traditional way. So, we're having this YouTube live stream instead. Which, to be honest, as an introvert, is my kind of thing. So, yeah. Now, hopefully the video doesn't look too jerky. I'm actually doing a 2-stage process. I'm not doing my video directly through OBS. I'm actually using Zoom because I'm going to be bringing guests into the show. We have 2 authors joining us, Grace Bridges and Jeanette O'Hagan. And they'll be part of the show. They'll be giving away books. So that should be a lot of fun. I've also got some audio dramas and a couple of other books that I'll be mentioning. Some that are discounted and some that are just permanently free. So yeah, that should be pretty cool. Also, I'm currently having some Pop-Tarts. I had a little bit of cereal to start with, but now I'm having Pop-Tarts because it's my birthday. My wife found a massive box of them at the local cheap shop, so she thought that'd make a good birthday breakfast. Thanks THP Media, who says, "Happy birthday, Captain." Yes, I am on the bridge of the Enterprise D, one of my favourite starships. my favourites would be the Enterprise D, the Enterprise E, and the Defiant, so it's kind of hard to pick between them. But this one has probably the most nostalgic value because I've been familiar with the Enterprise D bridge since the late 80s. Alright, now let's just see what's going on over here. Okay. Well, I think I've just about shared that as widely as I can. So, woke up to this little showing things as proving to be a little difficult with my virtual background. Little banner there my wife put on the table for me to find this morning. Show you the card that my kids gave me. So it says, here we go. Dad, in honour of your birthday, the local old folks home came asking for donations. But don't worry, I told them they couldn't have you. So always appreciate a funny birthday card. I'll have another bit of popped up. Hi, Dallas. Yeah, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. So Dallas runs with his wife a YouTube channel called Geek Devotions, which is great. They do like basically Christian devotion videos, always kind of based on some kind of a geeky theme, like they might be drawing from a movie or a comic book or something like that. So yeah, you should definitely check them out as well. Really, really cool. Okay, what is the time? 9:38. Okay, just send a quick message before we get into things. We'll do a giveaway in a second. I will mention the very first free book. I've got one which is always free. It's a prequel to my series. It's a short read, but it's a story I'm very proud of. It's a military space opera, basically telling the story of First Contact in my story world. So it is a prequel to Jewel of the Stars. You get that for free by joining my email list. I say that I email once a month, but to be honest, it's usually less than that because I'm really bad at sending emails. So you're not going to get inundated with emails if you join. Let's just say that. So we will bring in our first guest just in a second now, which will be Grace Bridges. Getting lots of notifications, well wishes, and people interacting with my stream and so forth. So a little shout out to Ray. Hi, Ray. All right. So yes, Grace will be joining us in a second. Bring this window up. I can close that now. That'll help my bandwidth. In fact, yeah. I should probably plug my cable in. I was going to do that and I forgot. Hopefully this won't interrupt the stream. It shouldn't. I usually operate on Wi-Fi here at my desk, but when you're streaming you want the best internet connection possible that you can have. And while we're waiting just a sec, I'll mention my books. Jewel of the Stars, book 1, is 99 cents, and then book 2 is available. That's about $3 I believe, but they're both out in the world now. We will be bringing you book 3 when I can. But yeah, those are the addresses there, bookstoread.com/Jewel and /Jewel2. And here is Grace. Welcome to the show, Grace.
Now, why can't I hear anything?
Okay, I can hear you.
I'm not hearing you. Right. I just exited out of the live stream. So where is my volume? It seems to be on. This is like the second time I've ever used this, so I don't know how to do it.
This is the first time I've ever tried to combine it with a live stream, so we're in uncharted territory. Hey Linda, my wife is watching.
Well, it's turned on in the second. So, yeah, sorry, this is not hearing a thing, sorry.
You can probably hear me now.
There you are.
Well, that's embarrassing. I said to myself, make sure you don't forget to unmute yourself before you start talking. I've been doing the entire live stream silent so far.
No, you haven't, because I was on your YouTube stream and it wasn't silent.
Oh, right, okay. So OBS must still be picking up my voice, but Zoom wasn't.
Okay.
Oh, that's
good.
That's a relief. Okay, good. Yes, all right. So welcome to the show, Grace.
Hi.
Yeah, so great.
Doctor.
Yep.
Twice.
Very nice. Oh, yes, and Jurassic Park mug. I've got my Superman shirt. And my grown-up birthday boy badge that my wife got me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Are the goggles, are they a specific reference to something or just a general steampunk?
No, that's just part of my steampunk outfit that I threw on here. Cool. Because they're cool.
Very nice.
So.
Yeah. So Grace is a veteran of the sci-fi and fantasy book world. She's been running Splashdown Books for many years and is an author of quite a number of books herself. But yeah, today she's going to be here talking about the Earth Core series and doing a bit of a giveaway. So that's what it looks like here. So there are 3 books, three full-length books and 1 prequel, I think. Is that right, Grace, in the series?
Right, except the prequel is actually included in the end of the 3rd book because that's where it happens chronologically.
Yep.
So if you get the 3 books, they're all in there. And the prequel, I offer it as a prequel because it introduces all the characters in a fairly quick way, so you can figure out what sort of world we're dealing with here, even though it happens after the 3rd book. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I've got kittens, so you may see.
Oh yes.
Just now and then. Oh, she's interested in the Doctor.
Oh, cool.
Aren't you? This is Aurora, and she's actually quite sick, but you couldn't tell.
No.
Climb the window.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, we have cats as well, but I've got my office door locked, so they can't get in at the moment.
Oh, yep.
But the other day I was sitting here at work. I work from home all the time anyway, so no big change. But one of them jumped up on my desk and was rubbing up against on my phone, trying to get me to pat it when I was supposed to be working.
Yeah, well, she's already knocked down my figure, and the other one caught it. So yeah, these are foster kittens that I do plan to keep, but they haven't met my other cats yet, so they're kind of living separately. So I've got them in here and not outside the room.
Nice.
She's like, who's that?
Yeah, we did a permanent foster of 2 cats that they'd been strays and they were struggling a bit to be sociable, so no one had wanted to adopt them. So we kind of took them on. Unfortunately, they both passed away. But yeah, I guess it was a privilege to give them a home while we had them.
These girls are about 4 months old, 4.5, something like that.
Cool.
And they've got so much energy. I've got to watch out for my toes because they like to attack and climb me.
Yes.
So yes. So so what do you want to know?
Yeah. I guess if you want to tell us a little bit about the series to start with. We've had a few. William says, "I want these books," and his sister Sarah says, "So do I." And
so where are you watching the chat? Where is this? Can I see it too?
So I'll bring the browser back up so we can have a closer look. Hi also to Judy, who's watching, who I know through Amiga. Yeah. So I've got the blurb here, so I'll just read that out. On her return to New Zealand, Anira finds herself mysteriously affected by legendary spirits emanating from the natural geology and untamed thermal forces of Rotorua, and they have a job for her to do. Soon, Anira finds others like her, people young and old, who are similarly called the Kaitiaki. Together they are caught up in a race against the developer intent on destroying the natural springs that are the home of the ancients and the source of their powers. So, yeah, so it's a Australasian story, which is always cool. We don't get a lot of those.
I really wanted to do something in a place that I know really well. And, I mean, yeah, you can pick a place and then kind of research it and go there and whatever, but it's not the same. So, knowing Rotorua, it's where my dad came from, so we spent lots of time there as kids, and yeah, it's like my second home, really. So the idea behind these books is to use that contemporary setting as it is, just a little tweaking to add the supernatural creatures, but basically you read these books as like going there. I've been told that it's like a front row seat on a local tour. And, but not exceedingly so. I mean, I don't want to go overboard with the descriptions, but I do like to make you feel like you're there. So I've been thinking about this for some time, and I knew I wanted to write a local place, something with New Zealand, because people are always keen on that. And then I thought, well, I want to do something with superheroes. And then from there, it kind of morphed into superpowers from the local legendary guardian creatures, which are like invisible dragons or invisible birds, a variety of creatures that we can't see. And so using that, because in Māori tradition, sorry, cat attacking, to hold up my feet, that probably won't help though. In tradition, there are these creatures that rule over a place or a spring or a mountain, a river, things like that. And so I have different creatures ruling over different hot springs in Rotorua, which is a very active place geothermally. Ow, stop it. I just have to grab this one. Hang on.
Yep.
Come here. Ow. There we go. Got you. Hi. Yeah, she's in her energetic phase.
Yep.
So yeah, different creatures, different springs, different powers, and each individual character in the story has a different set of powers which relate to the hot spring, where they get them from, and the creature that rules over that. So yeah, there's a lot of ingredients. It makes for a interesting setting. And then the second book I brought back to Auckland with our volcanoes that we have here. And the third book I took to the South Island. Although both of them still have significant parts happening in Rotorua, because that's where most of the people come from, where everything started. And so that's always going to be in there as well. Now, I have written 3 more books. I've done 4, 5, and 6. I'm just waiting to find someone who can edit them at this point. Because I'm itching to write the 7th one, actually. But I feel like I should get something published first. Maybe even just book 4, because I've got the cover for that already.
Yep.
And Book 5 I wrote last year, partly while I was traveling. It took about 2 months, so I was pretty pleased with that. Book 6 I wrote in December in 10 days. I went to Rotorua. I was camping out in this hostel there and spent 10 days with a really bad internet connection doing really nothing much else but writing. So that was fun. Book 6 I'm excited about because it's where I start the time travel aspect, because I've always wanted to do that.
Yep.
You know, as you can see, I'm into that. But I just wasn't sure how I was going to approach it because it's always tangly and, you know, how do you even deal with time travel in a way that makes sense? So it took me a while to figure out how I want it to happen, and it's not all encompassing. You know, it's like each person is able to go to one particular time period in history, and so there's a bunch of short sections where they go to different historic events, like the volcano eruption of 1886, or eruptions here in Auckland where our island came up out of the sea about 600 years ago, and things like that, and different legends that we have passed down to us in tradition, which are also historical because these people did exist, and so there's stories about that, and several different places that our people get to go to. So that was exciting. So that was the most recent one that I've written. It was quite a crazy effort doing it in 10 days, but it was really worth it because normally I have to remind myself all the time what happened before and what loose ends I have to pick up. But doing it in 10 days, they were all still there in my head, so it was easier in that respect. Although doing 5,000 to 6,000 words a day,
Wow.
it's a bit nuts.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to see if I could do it. I don't know if I'll do it again, but maybe I will. I mean, I don't know. It was definitely worth trying.
Yeah.
So book 1 to 3 are published, and those are the ones that I'll offer for free. If anybody wants them. I don't know if you have a criteria for winning your freebies. I'm quite happy to throw them at anyone who likes, really, because it'll give you something to do in the current situation. So, 3 books, and I've got those in Kindle format or EPUB or PDF, so whichever works the best. And like I say, I'm itching to write book 7 because there's a little bit of the time travel is coming into that, but some of the things that are not going to happen until book 9 and 10. So it's already looping back, which is great fun.
Yeah, no, that sounds really cool. I mean, one thing I really loved was the way that you kind of merged the superpower kind of aspect into all the local culture and tradition, and I thought that was really cool and well done. And definitely be looking forward to the time travel aspect.
That one's called Timequake.
Right.
And so I've got Earthcore 1, I've got Volcano City and Aftershocks, and then later I'll have High Tide, Toxicity, and Timequake. And I'm not sure about the title for book 7 yet. I have to mess around with it. It's got a shape-shifting cat in it.
Oh, cool.
So something to do with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, if you're happy to pass these books on just to all our viewers, we've got 3 people watching at the moment. We had 5 earlier. But I will say then, if you would like to read the Earthcore series, drop me an email at adam@adamdavidcollins.com, which is on the screen, and I will pass your email address on to Grace, and she can pass the books on to you.
Sounds good.
Give you some good entertainment during this time when everyone's enjoying being tucked at home. So I should probably mention also I have my TARDIS here on my desk.
Good stuff.
Yes. I've also got the Enterprise, but that's over on my coffee table at the moment. That's just a little keyring. The funny thing is, I'm not sure where my wife got it. She got it off eBay somewhere, but it came in a packet that said Star Wars. And inside was the Enterprise. So, I don't know how legitimate it is, but it's cool. So, I'll leave that email address on screen for the moment, for a little bit longer. So the names then are So we got Rotovacus, Aftershocks, and I don't know. Where's book 2? Oh, there's
Volcano City.
I was
is book two.
only listing 2 on that page. So what was book 2's name?
Volcano City.
Volcano City, yeah.
Because we have like 50 volcanoes right here in our backyard.
Yes.
And if that's not story fodder, I don't know what is.
Exactly. Yes, I really need to do a story set in Tasmania at some point.
Yeah.
Trouble is, most of mine are set in space or kind of
Right.
other worlds. So, but yes, I definitely have to do something like that.
Would you make it in the future? What would you like to do?
I've always, I'm quite interested in our convict history with Port Arthur down near Hobart. So I've always thought about writing something setting that time, but being me, it'll have to be time travel rather than just historical fiction. There's quite a ghost story kind of thing around Port Arthur. So I've got this vague seed of an idea in my head that maybe the ghosts are like echoes of people in other times or something. Nothing really formed beyond that, but I think that would be quite fun too. Actually,
work.
no, I'm wrong. I have done one short story set in Tasmania, which was in the superheroes anthology from the Crossover Alliance.
All right.
Yeah, so that actually did have time travel. That was called Chronostream's Father. So that was kind of about, what would it be like to find yourself raising a child that develops superpowers, and parenting is a hard enough thing at the best of times, but when you've got something that unusual that you have to deal with on top of everything else, what would that be like? So this little boy develops the ability to manipulate time. He can kind of freeze time. He can rewind it, which allows him to undo certain problems that happen in the world. So yeah, that was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, so just a reminder to everyone who's watching, if you would like a free copy of the first 3 books in the Earth Core series, send me an email to the address on screen at the moment, adam@adamdavidcollins.com, and I'll forward your address onto Grace and she'll send you the books. So we've got Jeanette O'Hagan joining us in just a moment, and she's also got some books to talk about. I noticed that she's in the meeting. Do you want to turn on your camera and microphone, Jenny, if you're about?
Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Yes. I can't seem to get a picture up. It has camera view, but it's not using my webcam.
Right, okay.
So I'm not sure what that problem is.
At the bottom of the screen on Zoom, with a little bar, there should be in the bottom left there'll be your microphone, and then next to that your video.
Yes, I've had a look at that, and it's got it on easy camera, but it doesn't seem I don't even know what that is. And that's the only option it's giving me.
Yes, okay.
So it doesn't seem to be picking up on my webcam.
Sure. Oh well, we will just listen to your voice then.
Okay.
I'll just have a quick look in the chat.
Which is a shame, because I've got my books here to show.
Thank you for having. Have a great birthday.
Yeah, thank you. So William was saying that the Earth Core series looks a little like the I Am Number 4 series, so he'd probably like that. And William was asking, how hard is it to write a book? So that's an interesting question. It depends what kind of writer you are as to which parts you find the most difficult, I guess. Now we're a bit of you're more of a pantser, aren't you, Jenny, than I am when it comes to.
Oh yeah, definitely more than you are, because you're a definite planner.
Yeah, I'm a pretty heavy outliner, so for me, I find the easy parts are kind of dreaming up the story, and I write a very extensive outline, which then I can kind of translate into the actual first draft reasonably easily. So those are the easiest parts for me. After that, the editing is what I find really challenging. So I guess partly because I haven't, like, I've been writing stories since I was a little kid, but of course I never edited them. I wrote them and then I considered them done. So I've had a lot less practice at editing, and I'm still figuring out my process of exactly, you've got this manuscript, you look at it and you're like, well, now what? What do I do with it? I'm going to make it better somehow, but what needs changing? So I'm still improving with that. But yeah, working with an editor is very, very helpful for that. But yeah, William, I would say give it a go. Yeah, there's the best way to get good at it is just to practice. And yeah, just have fun writing stories. Don't sit down for your very first story and think, I've got to write an entire book that's publishable. Just write a story and enjoy it, and then write another one. Yeah, what would you say, Jenny?
Yeah, I think just starting out, it is a good idea just to sit down and write, and don't worry too much about how good it is or whatever it is. Just get it down and work out your own. Yeah, some people find it much easier if they've already planned, but others it's easier if they go for the flow. So, and then once you start getting, have written a bit, then start getting a bit of feedback, and also reading about how to, craft books and things like that, or watching videos.
Yeah.
So it's a journey and it's a process. But early on, you probably just want to do just the joy of writing it without worrying too much about, is this going to be win the Booker Prize or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. And Sarah says, I love books. Writing books is fun. Yep. Good on you, Sarah. Your parents are raising you well. Which is not to suggest that kids that don't like books are not being raised well, of course. We're book nerds here, so we think reading and writing is good. Yeah, all right. So, there we go. You shared an image there of your books.
Yes.
So there's the Under the Mountain series. So do you want to? Oh, I guess.
Does that look like a mirror image to you?
No, that looks all the right
that's
around.
Good.
Yeah, so I guess if you want to tell us just a little bit about yourself first, and then about the series.
Yes. Well, I was born in Western Queensland, out in a mining town called Mount Isa, and I spent a lot of my childhood in Africa, and also a bit in Victoria and New South Wales, as well as back in Mount Isa. So a fairly varied childhood. But I love to paint, and and when I was about probably 8 or 9, my parents had read the Narnia series to me, and I just fell in love with it. But I started making up my own stories, and I lived almost in my own little world, which was just following the adventures of a young boy called Glenallen, and when I was about 14 or 15, someone said, well, maybe you could write this, actually write those stories. And I thought, what? Because I'd been doing all this world building. And I thought, I suppose I could. So then I started writing some of the stories. And I wrote a novel probably in my early 20s, late 19, 20, something like that, when I had a dream. But so I was really quite interested in writing, but I sort of got sidetracked, and I came back to it about, I guess, now it's 7 years ago, and dusted off my old novel that I'd written when I was, young woman, and I started reworking it. And in the middle of that, I sort of started doing this, a prequel to it. And that's the Akrad's Children Legacy series. But on the way, because, the journey from writing a book to publication is a period of time. And for a long time you're writing and it doesn't seem like anything's happening, and you might be submitting and no one's interested. And so I was invited to be part of an anthology, and I wrote a short story based on the Akrad's Children Legacy, which is The Hurdler's Daughter, which is a short, sweet romance of one of the characters in Akrad's Children. Yeah, and then I was part of another anthology, which is Glimpses of Light anthology. And you've got a story in that one, Adam.
Yep. There we go. Sorry. There we are.
Yes. So, and I started writing the story for that one based on Glimpses of Light, and it was set in an underground kingdom, and a few of the stories involved tunnels and underground in Glimpses of Light. And when I was writing it, we had a strict word limit of 7,000 words, and the story I was writing just was 10,000, then it was 11,000, and I tried to edit it down, and I just couldn't get there. So in the end, I wrote another story called Rahana's Flight, which went into Glimpses of Light. But the story that I wrote originally for go into Glimpses of Light was what is now Heart of the Mountain. And I thought, you know what, I could, by the time I rewrote the story, it was around it's about 15,500, and I thought, why not publish that as a novella? And so that's what I did. I published it as a novella, and then it sort of grew into a series of 5 books. So you can see 3 of them up on my little promo thing there. But yeah, 5 books following the adventures of a young shapeshifter called Zedeki, who at the beginning of Heart of the Mountain is caught in a blizzard, a snowstorm in the mountain, and collides with a cliff and is injured, and he's discovered by these 2 twins, Delvina and Retza, who are coming up. They normally it's their first time ever that they've ever been outside of the caverns, because they're looking for something to secure their place with their a crew, which is in the underground kingdom, in the caverns. If you're not part of the crew, then basically you're like homeless. You don't. The crew is everything. They have a crib and they live there. So these 2 are orphans, and they come up out of the caverns, and they discovered Zedeki. And then they're not sure what to do with him, but they bring him back down into the caverns. And Zedeki wants to escape. He wants to get back home to the forests. But in the meantime, the lights are failing in the kingdom, or the realm, because they don't have a king. He has to make this decision. Does he just think about himself? Does he just leave these people? I mean, they weren't particularly nice to him at the beginning anyhow. Or does he actually try to help the realm? And that's the sort of the core, I guess the seed of the series as it goes on. What in terms of this underground kingdom that's been shut off from the world, from the rest of the world for over 200 years. And it's become quite a insular society and a little bit paranoid. Yeah, and things are just beginning to fall apart in a big way. So, yeah, that's the series. And I've got all 5 of the books here, which I was going to show you, but my video's not working.
Yep.
It's lovely. An e-book's an e-book, and that. It's just something about holding 5 books in your hand.
Yeah.
With their covers and everything. Yeah. So anyhow, next time.
Yeah, and Sarah says sounds cool. So I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Wolf McTavish is here as well. So thanks for your birthday greetings.
Hello, Wolf.
And yeah, you should check out his channel as well, because he covers a lot of books and sci-fi kind of stuff like I do. So yeah, if you search YouTube for Wolf McTavish, you'll find him. Yeah, one of the things I think is really good about your Under the Mountain series is that each book is quite short, so it's a quick read, but because it's a 5-book series, you get quite a long epic story. So it's kind of the best of both worlds in that regard. You can just pick up Heart of the Mountain and just have a quick read, and that's a satisfying experience just on its own. But if you want to continue, big epic fantasy kind of story, you can rip through the whole The whole 5 books.
Yes. They do get a bit bigger as they go
Yes,
on.
they
So
do.
Heart of the Mountain is the smallest, and the last one, Caverns of the Deep, is the biggest. It's no longer a novella; it's a short novel. But yes, and the first 2 stand more or less alone. You could read those and not go on. But by the time you get to Stone of the Sea, it was a bit hard to draw it to a conclusion at the end of that one. I tried really, really hard, but in the end, I had to end on it's a resolution, but it leaves a lot of loose ends. It's probably not a resolution, but yeah. Yes, so it's fun to write that way. And the other thing is that it fits into the wider story world. So it's quite a different story from Akrad's Children, but it does actually relate to. And so in Stone of the Sea, you meet some of the ancestors of the people that are in Akrad's Children.
Yeah, and it's really fun to kind of look for those little references through the story.
Yes.
And Judy says, yes, I've read them. These are great.
Thank you, Judy.
All right, so you're going to be giving away 1 print book and 2 ebooks. Is that right?
Yes.
Cool.
I think with the situation at the moment, the print book would probably need to be in Australia.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
But the ebooks obviously can be, and they can be EPUB or Mobi, depending on which device you prefer.
Now, did you have a particular way that you wanted to do the giveaway?
No, not particularly. I hadn't thought that far ahead.
I did have a little think about that. I had a pen that I put here somewhere. There it is. All right, so I've got a little notebook here.
Yep.
So I'm going to write a number between 1 and 10. And so this will be for the print book sent to an address in Australia. So if people in the chat want to try guessing a number between 1 and 10, and the first person to get the number that I've just written down will be the winner. This is where we wait for it to happen through the delay of the internet. Yep, so basically just type a number between 1 and 10 into the chat for this video. Okay, William has made a guess of 7. That is not the number. So if anyone else wants to have a guess, or I'll give William another guess in a minute. So number between 1 and 10. You want to try throwing another number in there, William? Okay, William has said 4. That is also not right. Sarah says it will be fun to read them. Do you want to throw in a number, Sarah? Wolf says 3. That is also not correct. Sarah is the first one to guess that the number is 8.
Yay, Sarah.
So well done, Sarah. So I will get in touch with. I'll let know Jenny your address. It helps that I know Sarah in person. So yeah, I will.
Oh, good.
I'll pass those details on to you, and you'll get your book in the mail. And I'm sure she'll let William read it as well, because she's a good sister. So yeah, well done. All right, so why don't we say for the ebooks, tell us your favourite colour. The first 2 comments that come through will get the ebooks.
Hey.
So favourite colour. That's an interesting emoji, Wolf. Is that a party hat blowing out candles, or is that horns on his head? Right, so Sarah's favourite colour is red. I haven't got any more.
Blood crystal is red.
Yes, it is.
So if Sarah wants, I could, instead of sending an ebook of Heart of the Mountain, I could send her an ebook of Blood Crystal.
That's a good idea. And that way you get to read the first 2 books.
Yeah.
Cool. Ah, yes, party hat. Yes, at first glance, I thought you were sending me a demon wolf. Right, well, I've got a couple of other little things that I'm going to mention. We've got here a book, Diana Alderus and the Gilded Mage. This is by Trista Shea, and this is actually a perma-free book. So this book is always free, so anyone can grab their copy of this whenever they like. So you might like to jump on and grab your copy now. It is a it's under the, it's basically a YA, because it says, where is it up here? ages 10 to 18. Yep, so it's a kind of a YA fantasy. So I'll just read the blurb for that. So Diana Alderroot isn't sure about summer school, but she's hopeful to learn at least something new and maybe even some magic from their teacher, the first mage to ever visit the Magic Vale. But school isn't business as usual, and things Diana discovers are about to unravel the very fabric of her realm. Determined to uncover the source of evil rising in the world around her, Diana embarks on an adventure that is quite unlike anything she has expected. For the world is vast and filled with many realms and creatures of all kinds, and Diana, after all, is only one small fairy. What can she do? So, if that sounds cool to you, you can go and grab Diana Alderroot and the Gilded Mage for free from Amazon. I should have checked whether it's available on other stores as well. Let's have a quick look right now. Let's just see if it's on Kobo. It's generally safe to say if it's on Kobo, it's probably everywhere. What kind of weather are you having up in Queensland at the moment?
I wish you could see it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
We've got a blue sky.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you can hear the bird song. Got lots of birds. I've got 2 cats around me. I'm out on the patio.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Just
it's not picking up the...
Lovely autumn day. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we're a bit wet and dreary today here. But it's actually a good time for rain because people can't really go out much anyway. So it's nice indoor reading weather. Yeah, so just to recap, so that was Diana Alderroot and the Gilded Mage. It's free on Amazon. You can read it on the free Kindle app on your phone, your tablet, computer, probably almost microwave these days. I should also mention... yes, here we go. Liberty Spidell is doing a discount here. Social distancing got you down. Liberty Spidell's thrilling mysteries will take you from being a superhero all the way to the stars. Pick your copies up today. All books discounted through Amazon and Kindle Unlimited until April the 3rd. But keep in mind, she is in America, and so in America it is still the 3rd of April at the moment. So for the next couple of hours, you could grab any adult audience. So the first 3 at the top there are the first 3 in her Derby Shore Chronicles, which is basically kind of a mix between a police procedural mystery and a superhero story. So she's a police detective, but she has the superhuman ability to raise the dead, which leads to all sorts of interesting moral dilemmas and all sorts of things, given her job as a homicide detective. And then she's also got down there Echoes in the Void. That is a science fiction kind of mystery romance. And that one, I believe, is definitely intended for an adult audience. Now, I didn't actually get a... let me just do a quick search for this one. Now, Liberty is the host of the Lasers, Dragons and Keyboards podcast, one of the 3 co-hosts of that, with Josh Hart and Aaron DeMott. And if I switch over to here, Aaron DeMott is doing a discount on this. It's showing as $2.52 at the moment, but I believe he is discounting this to 99 cents at the moment. So over the next couple of days, keep an eye out on Amazon for Eterno, Rise of the Dragon Girl, which is going to be discounted to 99 cents. Yeah, so that's happening. Judy says lots of birds here too. Crows. I imagine crows wouldn't be quite as relaxing to listen to as the little twittery ones. We actually live quite close to the Tamar River where I am, so which is like a bird sanctuary. So we hear all sorts of bird noises, particularly at night. The little sparrow things all congregate in a tree in a next door neighbour's yard, so they make quite a racket. But then you kind of hear these like hooting kind of birds late at night, and yeah, that can be quite cool. So I should talk to you about Spirit Blade. So Peter Franson from Spirit Blade Productions is kindly offering a giveaway of one of his audio dramas. So this is an audio. It's like the old kind of radio drama where the whole story is told through dialogue, with lots of sound effects and music. There's no narration as such. It's all done with the dialogue. So Spirit Blade is the first story in the trilogy that is actually perma-free. So you can purchase this for $0 at any time. It is also available on YouTube. So if you wanted to sample the Spirit Blade audio drama series, just look up Spirit Blade from Christian Geek Central on YouTube, and you can listen to the first episode with text commentary on screen. So you'll see here he puts little notes on the screen to talk about some behind the scenes kind of stuff in the making of the series. It's a pretty high quality production. As I said, lots of music and sound effects. So that's the first one in the series, Spirit Blade Legacy Edition, which is permanently free. But he is doing a giveaway of the second one in the series, which is Spirit Blade Dark Ritual. So, yeah, we will do a giveaway of that. So the basic idea of this series, it's it mixes science fiction and fantasy. It's kind of a dystopian world in the future. So maybe I'll just read the blurb here. In a future where the government mandates the spiritual beliefs of its citizens, only a few rebellious seekers of truth remain to free the world from deception. On his quest for meaning, Merrick follows a path that leads him across our world and into another. Against his will, he is thrown into action alongside members of the Underground Liberation, standing face to face against forces human, alien, and demonic. Science fiction and the supernatural collide in a genre-bending adventure. Open your mind and then brace for impact as you discover the power of the Spirit Blade. Spirit Blade is a full-cast audio drama that uses cinematic sound design to unleash an action-packed experience for your ears and imagination. Spirit Blade Legacy Edition is now free forever. So, yeah. The second one gets a little bit darker in terms of the story content. Hey, Reed! Welcome. No, you're not too late. We're just doing a giveaway of Spirit Blade Dark Ritual, actually. So I've just mentioned how Spirit Blade is permanently free, and Pedro is offering a giveaway of the second one in the series. Yeah, so I guess in terms of the content of this, Reed, would you agree it's probably around a what would you call it, a PG-13 in the American ratings, which would be probably an M for us here in Australia? Is probably what I would. Obviously there's nothing visual, but you get sound effects of like, squishy noises where there's sword fights, that kind of thing, and yeah, just some slightly more mature themes. There's no language or anything like that in it. Yeah, so that is Spirit Blade Dark Ritual. Zara says it's been an hour, which it has, but you don't have to be here from the start if you don't want to. Everyone's welcome whenever they arrive. What time is it in China at the moment? Okay, Reed says, yeah, borderline R because of what one thing's happening at the end. So, yeah, an American R would probably be like our MA 15 plus. So, yeah, it's a kind of a grown-up series, this one. So, I guess we'll do a giveaway for this. So, we'll do a number between 1 and 5. So, if you want to throw out a number between 1 and 5, and I will let you know who gets the number that I've written down first. Hey, William. You got it. First go. Number 3. Cool. Yep. Red already has it, so he's not playing. Alright, I will get your email address, William, and I will pass that on to Pater, who will send along the prize. And don't forget that the first one is free, so you'd want to listen to that first. And the first one is a bit more family friendly than the second one. All right, so that's the Spirit Blade series. I'll also give a little plug for my podcast, Nerd Heaven, which you can find at nerdheaven.podbean.com. All the episodes are posted here on YouTube on this channel. I've just finished talking about Star Trek Picard. I've been doing reviews of every episode as it came out. It was a fair bit of work. That's a fairy penguin there. I posted that because there was one week I was at Ulverston on church camp, and so I was letting people know the episode would be late. And of course, there's a lot of fairy penguins at Ulverston. They keep you up at night, especially if you're in a tent. We were in a caravan, but the kids were in the tent. Anyway, Picard is finished now, so bit of a... I mean, it's sad that the show's finished, but at the same time, it's a bit of a relief because I can have a rest now. Every Saturday, I was spending most of the day just putting out the podcast, so I'm going to a fortnightly schedule now that Picard is finished. And so I'll be talking about, today's episode that comes out in a couple of hours is just talking about my history with Star Trek, when I first got interested in it, that kind of thing. In 2 weeks' time, I'll have a Lord of the Rings episode, and yeah, so various things I'll be talking about. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the ends of all the giveaways that I'm doing today. So yeah, I don't know if you're still on the line, Jenny. If there's anything else you wanted to talk about or bring up, or anything
First of all, to wish you a very happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
And the other thing is, I currently have a box set on ebook box set on Heart of the Mountain, Blood Crystal, and Stone of the Sea, which is 99 cents US.
Yep.
So if you didn't get one of the giveaways, but you'd like to start the series, that's not a bad way to start because you get the first 3 books for
that's a good deal.
$1 or $1.50, depending on which country you're in.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up on screen, but I'm being very butterfingersy at the moment.
See if I can get it up.
There we go.
Have you got it?
Yep. So that's, so you can see, you'll recognise it because the cover, it kind of combines the three colours of the first three books.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so there it is. Because of the weird currency conversion things, it's showing up as 92 cents here, because this is the American store. But yeah, that's 99 cents for the first three books in that series, which is a great deal.
Yeah. Yes. So it's been fun being part of the Zoom. It's the first time I've used Zoom.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
Yeah, no, I think it's worked out quite well. So I know I've got a way of doing multi-people streams now. So maybe I'll do something like this again sometime. So Wolf just said, "Woohoo, Lord of the Rings." So yeah, I'm calling it my Lord of the Rings read, walk, and watch. So I've been using the Walk to Mordor app on my phone, and by the way, my beautiful wife just gave me a Fitbit for my birthday, which will be really helpful. So the idea is you track your steps as you walk throughout the day, and then you log them in the app. You start at Bag End in the Shire, and each day it tells you how far along the journey to Mordor you are, with various milestones on the way. So I've just left Bree, so I'm still very early in the story.
Long way to go.
Yes, but as I walk the journey, I'm also I'm rewatching the movies, and I'm also going through the books at the same time. So I'm kind of drawing from both movie and book to talk about the story up to the point where I've gone. So so yeah, the first episode I'll basically start from the beginning of the story and go up to I can't remember where I was going to go up to now. I think I was going up to the ferry where they crossed the river. Was it Buckbury Ferry? I think I can't remember now.
Buckland?
Yeah, and then the second one.
Buckland.
Sorry?
I think it's the Buckland Ferry.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then the second one will mostly be drawing from the book, because it'll be Tom Bombadil and all that kind of stuff that the movie just jumps straight to Bree, basically. Yeah, so I'll be doing a number of those episodes over time. At the moment, my walking is actually ahead of my watching and reading. I was thinking it was going to be the other way around. I'd have to really up my walking game to keep up with where I was in the story. But yes, now that I'm not spending every Saturday podcasting about Picard, I'll probably catch up to where I'm walking. Judy asked, where did she get the Fitbit? I know that she ordered it online, which is a convenient way to buy things now with a lot of shops being shut. I'm not sure exactly where she bought it online. Yeah, I reckon you can probably get them at JB. I know that I got her one from JB Hi-Fi, so I reckon their website would be selling them. So that's probably one place to go. I'm not sure where else. Yeah, so this is a Fitbit Inspire HR. So once we end this stream, I'll be plugging that in and getting it all charged up so I can have a play. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Goodbye to Sarah, by the way. She had to go, and William. So you probably already left, but bye, guys. All right. Well, I think we'll probably wrap this up shortly. Probably just to finish, I will show the trailer for my Jewel of the Stars book one more time. So just a reminder, this is book 1 here. books2read.com/Jewel. And the second book, books2read.com/Jewel2. So, yeah, thanks for joining us today, Jenny. And thanks also...
It's been fun. Thanks for inviting me.
That's good. And thanks also to Grace Bridges, who joined us earlier this morning. It was great having you both. And thanks to everyone in the chat who's been watching and commenting along. Yeah, it's been good to have a virtual birthday party.
Yeah. But where's the cake?
Well, I've got a Pop-Tart. Yes, my daughter likes to bake, and there's a cake mix in the cupboard, so she might actually be making me a birthday cake. So yeah, I know that's all in my wife's hands. But I suppose I could find. Here we go. Where are we? There we go. There's some birthday cake for us all to share virtually. So, enjoy feasting on these cakes with your eyes. Alright, so happy reading, and I'll show this trailer, and then we'll say goodbye. For hundreds of years, vacationers have been cruising on grand ships for adventure and relaxation. First on the oceans of Earth. Today, cruise ships take you into the depths of space. Come and journey with us on Earth United Cruise Line's latest ship, Jewel of the Stars. Eat dinner by the light of a nebula, or dance the night away in orbit of an alien planet. With Jewel of the Stars, the universe is at your fingertips.
Our planet has fallen to an alien invasion. Do not approach Earth!